Welcome to the IOHL radio show summer tournament edition number 7. Excuse me, episode number 7. Thank you, Mike. We have the usual suspects, and our special guest star is Miss O. Welcome to the show, Miss O.
Thank you. I decided to take it to an actual room this time and get out from my car. So.
Well, you look a little more comfortable. Well, actually, you look comfortable in the car too. Actually, we're kind of spacey. Yeah. So, before we get into the grouping real quick, we got an elf in the room we got to address, and that's the Denmark-Canada game. And there has been a lot of talk, a lot of speculations, and not getting too much in the minutia. But we're just going to address it real quick, and then we're going to move on into the groups. All right, Mike, if you care to take a stab at it, and then Miss O, if she wants to piggyback, or Burns, he wants to piggyback, but feel free.
Yeah, I don't want to go into too much detail, and I'm not going to mention names. Bottom line, anybody who doesn't know already, overtime went in that game, the Denmark-Canada game, Game 7. A player lagged out in between periods, between the overtime period, and Denmark didn't back out. So when Denmark didn't back out, they were down to, 4 skaters, right?
Correct.
But, unfortunately, the rule, written in black and white, states that a back out needs to go immediately if a lag out happens in between periods before the puck drops. And the team that lagged out has to take that penalty. Nothing we could do about that. Okay? Denmark was pretty upset. Now, unfortunately, with what is Marge and Matt's job is to go through the reflections. And again, I'm not going to say a name,
right.
But somebody was found to have been subbed out of a game, which counts as a game played, and then subbed into a game later, which puts them at 5 games. And as everybody knows, 4 games the max in any given series. And unfortunately, that Game 7 will have to end as a forfeit, which is, again, unfortunate. None of us really want to talk about this stuff, but it.
Right. Well, real quick, there were some complaints that it took us a while to get a decision. And, at first, when we first heard about it, we were like, okay, the best thing is no one to get a forfeit. Let them settle it on the ice, and let's try to work our way, try to get them, get all the players that they can that played in that game. And then that didn't work out, and then so we had to wait for both the owners to come back. And my understanding is that then what my suggestion was, if they're going to put up new lines, then it needs to be a new game, right? And then we approached them with that solution, right? That wasn't cool for them, right? So it was during all this time, then Matt caught in the reflection. So, Miss O, you got anything on top of that, or?
Yeah, the reason it took such a long time, and the reason it took a long time for us to confirm this is because, as everyone knows, everybody has outside lives, and Matt and I were working on this on our own times. I work during the day and at night sometimes, so I was having to deal with the rescheduling issue as far as also trying to confirm these reflections. I also had to message individual players and ask them, why were you subbed out of a game? Why didn't you show up? I had to confirm everything, and I had to do that with all 8 teams. Matt and I both did. And we went through every team individually, and that's why it took so long for this, because we saved Canada and Denmark for last, because they were still trying to figure out their issue with as far as replaying the game. And anyways, it was a process that could not have been done any sooner than it was.
Correct.
Another thing I want to bring up real quick. It's a lot of people want us to instantly make a decision. Now. There's a process, guys.
Right.
All right? This is not a dictatorship. The one person that you go to isn't going to say, oh, well, boom, this is our decision. There's a process we have to go through in order to make these types of decisions. Unfortunately, out of this whole situation, 3 people were also suspended because, tempers are flaring. It's playoff time. And again, that took some time to get going. We need to gather the proof. Everything comes with proof. We have no proof. We can't help you. We cannot help you. All right.
Well, and it's not like we didn't try to. All right, let's settle it on the ice because let's just settle it on the ice, right? That's what the whole thought was from the staff, and we couldn't get to that. And then while going through reflections, we caught that. So it's not like we're trying to Canada because we're favoring Denmark, right? That wasn't it at all. And I just don't hope no one gets that impression. But I think we.
The thing everybody needs to realize is that Tank's team is hated amongst the staff just as much as they're hated amongst the players. We hate Tank's team every season because he's Tank. I mean, bottom line, so I mean, everything, everybody coming out with, oh, well, staff is just favoring Tank because he's the founder. No, we hate Tank's team.
Right.
Hate it.
Well, and you remember if we go back to season 5, the Western Conference shows, is that we gave no love to Columbus, right? I mean, nobody. The evil empire, right? We're all down goes Frazier, down goes Columbus. You know what I mean? I mean, I hate to say it, but it is what it is. But yeah, it is, yeah. Anybody else want to say anything before we move on that? We pretty much nailed that one. Yeah? No? Burns? Yeah?
I don't want to say nothing. I'm good.
Just know.
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad we beat it. We beat the horse to glue right now, but I think it was important that we got it out there and clear the air a little bit about it too. So, all right. Thank you for that. All right, so let's talk about what happened this week in Group A. Burns, what happened this week in Group A? Give me the breakdown of the games, please.
All right. In Game 1, Slovakia beat us 4-2. Game 2, they beat us 6-4. And in Game 3, we beat them 2-0 in a shutout by McKenzie. And then in Game 4, we got smoked 7-1.
Woo!
And then in Game 5, we won 3-2. And then in Game 6, we won in double overtime 3-2. And in Game 7, we shut them out 2-0.
Competitive series, man. I had money on Slovakia, so let me hear it. Let me hear it.
You counted us out, Doc. Every time you count us out, we rise. We rise.
Hey, I'm not saying you didn't have potential. I'm not saying you didn't have ability, but you know what?
No,
if I'm a betting man, boy, I've lost some money this month already. Holy Christmas, man! Woo. But go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's okay. No, it's like you always pick against us, and it's like, okay.
That's because I wonder why. I just wonder why, Burns. I don't know why. I don't know. Let me get my head around it. I'll find out. I'll figure it out. Go ahead, man.
It's okay. Yes, I take a lot of penalties, but in those 3 games, I stayed out of the penalty box. You know what I mean? That's what really kept us in it.
Tell them
about taking no penalties.
Go ahead and tell them about the first game.
You know what I mean?
What happened the first game?
So too many penalties.
He strikes again.
Did you? That penalty box, it was warm, huh? You get that seat warmed up?
Pretty sure, yeah.
What did you have for Miss O? Who did you have, by the way? We didn't get a chance to ask you last week, but in that Slovakia-Germany matchup, who'd you have?
I would have gone with Germany. I've seen Germany play. I've played with a lot of them, in away from league games. I know that they have some pretty solid lines that they put together. They pride themselves in having a full, complete lineup from top to bottom. So I would have gone with Germany.
Okay.
You know what, Doc? I correct myself. I didn't take one penalty in that game.
What? You're gonna relinquish the Pims McGee title like that, Burns? Don't know. Fight for it, Burns. You get that double.
I know, right? I didn't take a penalty in that game. I thought I did. It was my mistake.
Nice. Well, you know what? I am proud of you, Burnsy. I am proud of you. Mike, before we move on, anything else, kind sir?
No. I'm proud of my guys. I didn't play 5, 6, or 7. Unfortunately, my availability wasn't there. My guys stepped up and they pulled it out, and it was a tough series. I congratulate Slovakia for putting up such a tough fight to the end, and I also commend Slovakia for being very good losers. I don't know any better way to say it, but Warrior congratulated us, and that was it. He said great series. and that was all. But I don't expect any less from Warrior. Warrior is a classic guy.
It's a class act, man. Good man. Good man. There's a lot of good players over there in Slovakia too, man.
Yeah.
That's the way to go, man. Thank you guys. Very professional, man. All right. We nailed that one. Let's move on to Mike, you got Bravo. Let's hear it.
Bravo. We got Belarus in Finland. Now, apparently in the first rounds, Game 7 was in fashion. Belarus didn't get that memo. They went ahead and beat Finland in 5. The first 2 games were the closest games of the entire series. 4-3, Belarus win in Game 1 in overtime. That's on the back of Drunken Stab's 2 goals, 1 assist. The game number 2 was a 6-5 overtime victory by Finland on the back of Forza's 4-goal game.
What? Lance Bass?
4 goals.
What?
Yeah.
He's a good player.
Lance?
Yeah, he's an excellent player, and nobody gives him credit.
Way to go, man. Good job, dude.
Yep.
You know what? Give him a little love, even though he's a New Yorker. Oh, boy.
Unfortunately, they go ahead and drop Game 3 on the back of Drunken Stab's 2 goals, 3 assists. That's not to take anything away from Topless's 2 goals and El Presidente's 2 goals as well. But yeah, Drunken Stab.
On Fuego.
On Fuego. Now, Game 4 was a 2-1 victory by Belarus. So a close game seems like a defensive game compared to the rest of the series. But Swizzy and the real Morrissey were able to pull out the 2 goals. Swizzy also had an assist in that game. But I'm gonna give credit to the goaltending here in Tyrant and Mikey in the 8-1-3. Those are 2 great goaltenders going up against each other, and I would have loved to watch that game on Twitch.
Yeah.
Absolutely love to. Now, Game 5, Belarus shuts out Finland 6-0.
Wow.
Woo!
Oh, yeah. On the back of Swizzy's 3-goal night with 1 assist. Yeah. Yep. And it looks like it looks like Stryker and Andy Moog were the goalies in that one.
And you know what's so funny? We didn't give any love to Belarus. No love. And it's coming to bite us in the butt. I love it, man.
Actually, so I'm looking at this, and it should have been 6-4, according to Belarus. Finland did not put in stats for that game. Because Belarus actually has 4 goals against for their goalie. So I guess that was a 6-4 game. So another close game.
What do you think about that series, Burns? Or actually, let's go with Misso first. Misso, what do you think about that series?
Yeah, definitely. It was a pretty. I mean, yeah, I know that Belarus came out on top, 4 games to 1, but Finland fought hard, and got to give credit to that. So obviously the series doesn't reflect how close those games were. It could have gone either way.
And I think what Mike brought up the point that wasn't Finland on life support too just a couple weeks back?
Yeah, week 2 they blew up. Forza took over the team. He went out and he tried to get some guys to give him some TC players. Germany ended up giving him extra Pone out of our TC, and he did well for them in goal.
Yes, he did.
So yeah, I mean he went out there. He knew what he wanted. He knew what he wanted to do, and he pulled out into the playoffs, and unfortunately knocked out round 1.
Okay. Burns, you want to wrap it up? Anything on that?
I was surprised Belarus pulled it out. I was really surprised. I thought Finland was going to take them out.
Yeah, and I think that's the only series that didn't go to Game 7 too, right? I mean,
yeah,
coming in strong, drunken. All right, man, good deal.
I'm going to give them all credit. They've played well.
And another owner that I want to give props to. As far as Forza goes, didn't hear any chirping from him afterwards about losing that series. He took it like a man, and and again, I didn't expect any less from Forza.
He's going to give a good name to New Yorkers. He keeps that up.
I know. Oh,
Yeah.
St. Lance.
we got to look out.
Last fans.
I think one thing I want to add also is Belarus made a good move of calling up Topless to replace one of their players for that series. And Topless didn't get the opportunity to show Belarus what he could do, and then this series he got to show it. He put up some numbers, and he's making a case for sticking around for in case another IR comes up or whatever like that. So Topless was another person that helped Belarus in that series.
Excellent job, man. Excellent job. All right. Should we move on? Yeah. We can always come back.
But didn't Topless have problems for you when he played with you with his availability?
No. I mean,
Okay.
if I scheduled Topless, he always showed up. So
Okay.
yeah, never had any issues.
All right. Let's talk about Group C, Group Charlie, Japan and France. Man, of course, with the Game 7, and what a slugfest. Man, France, wow. Okay, so Game 1, Japan 5-2. Game 2, France flips it exactly, 5-2 win. Game 3, Japan 3-2 on an OT loss. That was, man, hot fart game. Game 4, France 4-3. Game 5, Japan 2, France 5. Okay, so we're coming in, right? Game 6, Japan 3, France 2, and then Game 7, 5-2 Japan. It was a slugfest with them. They played hard all the way to the end. Bunch of good guys over there, a lot of respect. And I like to say that I proved you wrong, Michael. And Burns, I proved you wrong because you just jumped on board last week, so don't be playing innocent Annie over there.
Hey, I picked you guys to win, though.
And Barrett sends his love, by the way. I wanted to make sure to tell you that. Before, I'll let you guys go first, and then I'll wrap it up with Japan and France. So, actually, Burns, why don't you go first, because I let Miss O go twice in a row, so you're up.
I picked you guys. I knew you guys had more depth than they did, and France only has one line. In my opinion, Cooker and all of them, you know what I mean? And I knew you guys had the solid defense and goaltending to do it. And Carney was the player whisperer for you guys, and no joke, he got your team to mesh at the right time.
I agree. Miss O, what do you think?
Yeah, that was one of the series that it could have gone either way for me. I honestly thought France was going to pull it out, just because of all the little mumblings I had heard from Team Japan about their availabilities and their schedules and who was going to show up and all this stuff, and France never heard a word. They were ready to go, and I thought maybe that they had everything going that they needed to, but resilient Japan showed that even with all their little adversities, they're able to pull some wins out. So good series.
You know what? They originally were a group of mercenaries, and now they are tight as two peas in a pod. That team is really tight right now, and Denmark, watch out. But I skipped ahead. Mike, go ahead, please. I'm sorry. I skipped ahead. We want to hear your apology, too.
You're fine. I honestly thought that France's first line was going to be tough for Japan to beat. And, with France's first line being able to play 4, I did go with France in 7. I was proven wrong, and I told you to prove me wrong, and you went ahead and did it. So, congrats. We'll see how you fare against Denmark in round 2.
Yeah, real quick, My Mercy stepped up. We had to get an emergency goalie ourselves. We had an issue. He stepped up and played goal, saved the day. And Holmes Rule has been killing it. Hayes has been killing it. Holmes, Barrett's been doing well. Pierre's been doing well. Even Bones is doing well. Man, he's probably the best D-man right now. And Carney's doing well. And I got to say, man, Japan pulled it together. We did start out as a group of mercenaries getting pulled in for a common goal, and now there's some really solid guys, and they're playing strong right now. And I'm really proud to be playing with Japan. Mike, anything? No?
I got nothing else, man. France, another team that went down quietly.
Like Trooper, like class act too, by the way, class act. And the one thing about France is this: Game 7 was, it's Game 7, right? And if you live by the check, you die by the check, right? And what happened was we got lucky. We got a 5-minute major, and that just let 3 goals in, pretty much right there. So But they were a hard hitting team. They were. Go ahead, Mike. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, that's it.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Burns, anything else before we move on?
No, that's good.
All right. Michael D is doing well, by the way, Pure and Geis. We're just doing well, boys.
Can't wait to see you in the gold medal game. Can't wait to see Japan in gold medal game.
You know what? If there's a EA god, it will be Japan and Germany. If they're wait, I'm sorry.
This is Michael D in the pre-gold medal rounds. Oh man, Tank versus Michael D.
I tell you, it's a marquee matchup, right?
Yes.
Tank was already talking about it earlier in the party today. That's why I was late for the show, and I do apologize to you fine folks. But yeah, that is going to be the marquee matchup because and unfortunately, I think Tank is going to be out 2 games because of his little actions too. So, which is good because it just goes to show you that we hold everybody accountable, right? Everybody says, "Oh, we don't do anything to Tank," but no, he got held accountable. So we will move on. You are up, Miss O. Talk to us about Group D, please.
I mean, just looking at these scores, this series was close, but not the games individually were not close. The winning team won the game handedly in every single game. Game 1, 5-2 Canada. That was the closest game out of this entire series, was 5-2. And, I mean, the shots were close, 12-12, or 15-15 for both of them. And CT led the charge with 3 goals, 2 assists in that first game, setting the tone for his team. Denmark came back game 2, won it 5-1. Game 3, take it back to Team Canada. They won 8-4. Game 4, Denmark won 4-0. And then Game 6, take it back to Team Canada, won 5-1. Game 5, sorry, they won 5-1. And then Game 6, Denmark took it, so they tied and went to Game 7. And as we explained early in the show, we all know what happened with Game 7.
Yeah.
And so that was that. But, I mean, this whole entire series proved that neither of these two teams had a number 1 line. Everybody was chipping in. All their goalies were equally sharing the loads. This series was the series between top 2 teams, and they both played exceptionally well against one another, and they were a good fight for each other. Denmark is going to have to be without Tank for the first 2 games, and that's just the way it happens. And Denmark is having some issues. Their goalie is having some kidney stones issues. Poor guy.
Yeah, I talked to him about it today.
Yeah, poor guy. He's fighting through it. He wants to show up for his team, but
what a trooper!
He is trooping through that. And then they have some guys going on vacation and stuff like that, and so it's going to be interesting to see what kind of lineups Canada is able to put together. And
you mean Denmark?
Or Denmark, I'm sorry, yeah.
That's okay. That's all right. So what I'm hearing you say, Miss O, is that Denmark is susceptible. Is that? I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but that's what I'm kind of hearing.
Denmark is vulnerable. They are vulnerable, but they're not going to be taken lightly either. They're a strong team.
Okay. So. All right, Mike, you're up next. You're up next. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss O. Did I cut you off? You got anything else? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
That's all. That's all.
Oh yeah, Mike's chomping at the bit over here.
Yeah, he is.
just one comment. Denmark for bronze.
That's that shit.
I want to prove CT wrong here. CT said that whoever wins that series is going to win gold. I don't think so. It's not going to be that easy. We're not just going to hand it to them. There's 3 other teams in this series. There's 3 other teams in this playoff that are here to play, and we proved that in the first round, and we'll come at them in the second round and the medal rounds.
Yep.
Okay. What do you got for me, Burns? Burns, what do you got for me?
I don't know. I just
Yeah.
I know. Let's see. It's gonna be a tough fight with Belarus. My opinion, it's gonna go all 7 again. That's my opinion. And Japan and Denmark's going to go all 7.
Well, you missed Mike's point about Denmark and Canada, but I'll take your predictions.
Yeah.
Well,
Are you already prediction mode there, Burns? Because if
I am.
back to group, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about predictions then. You know what? I'll be a gentleman. Miss O, how about you? You go first. Give me some predictions here. Give me your. What do you got for me?
well, I think we
whatever.
left out a very important 5th team that is involved in all this, and that's EA. And
Oh.
it's just, you know, you can do everything you want to do, and sometimes it all comes down to the luck of the draw and how EA is going to treat you those days. Sometimes pokes won't happen. But I'm going to go with Belarus. Sorry, Germany.
It's okay.
Belarus, they've been a very quiet team, and they have been sneaking up on a lot of teams that way by just staying under the radar and just getting it done, doing what they need to do. But Germany has proven that they can come from behind, and then they can close out a series when it counts. So there's that. But I'm going to stick with Belarus. And Japan and Denmark, Japan.
Belarus in game. You gonna give us a game, or am I?
I'll say Belarus in 6 games.
Okay, I'm just writing it for posterity. Go ahead. What do we got?
Denmark and Japan. Japan, I think, is going to win that. Denmark got a lot of the wind taken out of their sails with this whole entire first round. I don't know if a lot of their players are going to be able to get back into that mentality, get that fight. And Japan is ready and willing. They've got everything they need to do to get it done. I think Japan 7 games, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's closed out a lot sooner than that.
Ooh.
I think she's an oracle. An oracle. Go ahead, Mike. What do you got? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Burns, go ahead. Keep it honest. What do you got for me, Burns?
Wow. I'm gonna say Japan in 5 games.
Ooh.
I say you close them out early and often.
Boy, you are you just trying to feed Denmark? Is that it? Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. No, go
No.
ahead. Next.
No, I'm sorry. Belarus is not as good as we are. We are taking them out in 5 games. I'm sorry. We are coming for them. I'm not even going to be nice anymore.
Okay. Okay. You know what's so friggin' funny, Burns, is that we still got that shit on tape about you saying gold. How friggin' funny would it be? But you know what? You ain't gonna get past Japan. That's just a pipe dream.
I'm just glad he didn't say he was going to mercy Belarus every game again. So
No,
Yeah.
not saying that. Not saying that.
Now, he's being humble. So you're
Yes.
saying game 5?
Yep, game 5. It's over.
Okay.
I'm serious.
Okay.
We were too nice to Slovakia. Way too nice.
Okay. All right. Okay. Uh-oh. I think you're going to put that Pims McGee belt back on.
No.
What do you got for me, Mike? You can go
Man,
any way. You can go which way, whatever. Doesn't make a difference.
I don't know if I'm gonna say we're gonna close out in 5. Look, this is another team that, in my opinion, has one line. All right, Slovakia had one line, and if we can beat that number 1 line once, we can take it in 7. And I
Yep.
guarantee you, we could beat their number 1 line at least once. So
We've proved it this season.
I'm gonna go Germany in 7. As a matter of fact, I'm taking both series in 7, and I'm going Japan game
Ooh,
7.
I know that hurt. I knew that hurt both you guys.
It did hurt.
It hurt a little bit.
Just a little bit. But yeah, I honestly, Tank's only going to be able to play 2 games in that series, and he's not going to be able to play the first 2. I'm not saying that Tank's the only player on that team, but again, their star goalie, Astruf, is the guy we're talking about. Their star goalie is out
For the season.
for the season. He's done. You know, and he's the guy that when we were doing leaderboards, when we were doing all that leader stuff,
I remember. Yeah.
Astruf, he was an excellent goalie. And unfortunately, he's out. I'm not seeing it from Denmark. I mean, I don't know who their TC goalie is that they're calling up, but no.
Okay. Okay.
I just want to say this. I want to give some love to our goaltending that kept us in it through 7.
Can we?
You know.
Let's get Doc's predictions, and then we can do some closing statements here, buddy. All right?
Okay. Sorry.
Let's go, Doc.
You know, I gotta say, man, Belarus got no love, and Germany's got some depth too, man. You gotta get some really good guys on that squad, man. Mac, he's doing well in goaltending, right? But man, Belarus is on fuego, and they're coming in hot and confident, man. And you guys got a big roster too, right?
14 guys, yeah. Hey, but we managed to do it the right way.
Right. Okay. Boys. Well, much as I love you guys, I'm gonna have to say Belarus, man. And it's gonna go 7, maybe 6.
Sorry, we love being the underdog, man. We love being the underdog.
I would say, well, hey, still,
season.
Belarus has not been we just been giving love the last couple of weeks now, right? So they technically would be the underdog now. That's
No.
Oh.
Belarus,
we've been giving love to Belarus all season, man, because they have been dominating that group all season long. And they even got love from Manly at the beginning of the season. Just saying.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. And, well, hey, 6 or 7, Japan. I think Denmark is susceptible big time. I mean, they got some quality players in there, but the goaltending they're in trouble. They're in trouble.
If you can,
the two best goalies are gone. So,
Skudru rage quit.
Right. So, I mean, the TC goalie comes up, good for him. I mean, it's just gonna be tough. Who's gonna be the primary? Whatever. How are they gonna do it? I mean, they got a lot of questions they got to answer. But, long story short, that's my quick predictions, boys, and Miss O. So, real quick, let's give some shout outs to some players just real quick that are doing really well.
Real quick, I know you guys hate that I talk about my team.
Let's talk Japan. Let's just talk about Japan. Hayes.
Let me talk about one person real quick.
Okay.
Right. Kovu. Kovu was a center that we called up from the TC when one of our star left wingers, he started working a lot more. His availability wasn't there, so he asked us to call him down. We called him down in week 2. We called Kovu up, and he stepped up for us. Unfortunately, he is going through some family issues now, and I don't want to, because I haven't gotten permission from him. I don't want to say what his family issues are. Obviously, us as management in Germany know it. I just want everybody in the IOHL to send prayers to him and his family because he needs it. And he's done for the season, unfortunately. I just want to throw that out there, and please send your prayers to him and his family. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Who wants to jump in? Anybody else? Any players? A little shout out, a little love to anybody?
Drunken stab.
Yeah, we'll go. Yeah, we'll go for you. Yep.
Holy crap! If you go back and you look at the goals and the assists that he's put up in this series, and he's only played 2 games, and he's got 6 goals, 5 assists, something like that. That's ridiculous in 2 games. Gotta give love to Drunken Stab.
And not only that, but I'm gonna keep saying it. Topless. If they call up Topless and make him a permanent part of their team, that gives them some real credibility for their second line. That gives them another threat. Topless is a proven scorer, proven setup person in every league that I've ever known him in. And I've known him in 2 different leagues besides this one. And, I think that could be a good addition for them. Even if they just use him on an ECU basis for 1 game, he could be a difference maker.
Okay. Absolutely. I also got to give some love for Swizzy. I mean, he's actually out pointing Drunken Stab over there in Belarus. And again, they had a short series, so they didn't even get all their guys in there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I want to shout out to them guys. Shout out to Holmes Rule.
Yes. Yes.
And Newfbaum for being in the top 5.
Yep.
And are still in it. As far as points go. Yeah, I mean, shout out to Carney saving 48. You know.
Yeah, there's a lot of players in Japan that have some really good points, a lot of assists, a lot of goals. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
The stats speak for themselves, man.
And your defense, anchored by Bones Brigade, who I know very well as well. I mean, you know what to expect from him. He's not afraid to get in your face. He's not afraid to step up when he needs to, and let the players that like to try to skate over the blue line and do it all themselves know that they're gonna have a tough time doing it. So.
Well, yeah, and he can play left and right, so I mean he is really good. And then Geis is killing it too back there, and we had one of our guys that we drafted. He quit on us, right? And that kind of, so we brought up My Mercy, and he's been trying his little heart out, man, and he's actually doing well too. So
I played with him; he's very good.
He's trying, man. It's hard. Defense is hard, man. I mean, all three of us play D, correct? So you play forward, correct?
Yeah, but I'm actually switching to D for next season, so.
That's funny.
Get me in the mix for that.
And Mike's switching to forward. What the hell's wrong with this situation?
Tit for tat.
If I draft Mike, his ass is playing defense.
Not if he doesn't want to.
Speaking of that, real quick. All right, so the Xbox One issue, right?
What?
So the league is going to Xbox 360, correct? So
I just want to.
Go ahead, Burns. Go ahead.
It just hurts me that EA just. I can't even say. It just hurts.
They went for aesthetics and for looks.
Yeah.
And
EA,
thank you, man.
EA proved time and time again that they don't give a fuck what the fans want.
Yeah, they just went for aesthetics, right?
They care about that almighty dollar. They spent more time on HUT than they did EASHL, and EASHL went bye.
But at least we still have it for the 360. I mean, we can be grateful for that.
Yeah, but it's just amazing because they go to customize each of the individual fans' faces, but they don't bring. It's just like that boggles my mind. Oh, but yeah, go ahead.
The game mode in NHL is EASHL. I don't care what kind of smoke EA wants to blow up people's asses. It is not HUT.
Right.
It's not the number one fucking played. It just boggles my mind, man.
And I guess there's going to be a patch too or something that we're talking about for Xbox.
Yeah.
I was like,
OTP patch.
OTP.
You're gonna be
but
playing.
You can't play as your own player.
You're not gonna be able to your own freaking character and customize your own character and build them the way you want. It's.
And how cool would it have been to play it on Xbox One and snap the picture and send it, and you could do so many different things with it, right? How cool would that have been?
Yeah, it would have been great. It would have been awesome. There were also rumors that they were going to put in a feature where you could sit in on games and view the game.
Yes, I remember that.
And I'm disappointed. I'm absolutely disappointed. And it seems like every year EA disappoints me with the NHL game. It seems like every time it comes out. Normally, it's after it comes out that I go, oh well. There's always NHL. After 14 came out, I played it for a couple weeks. So, can't wait for NHL 15. Now I can't wait for NHL 16. And the game hasn't even come out yet. So we'll see.
I know.
I've been waiting.
You know what? People are so pissed.
This rickety old 360 that I have for the longest time, man.
It's held with duct tape, for Pete's sake. It's ready to go. You know what I mean? It's ready to go. I should put it to sleep a long time ago. Man, I'm so pissed. And you know what? People are actually talking about boycotting the game too because they're so pissed about it. And I don't blame them, man. Don't give them that's $70, and I don't know, a little commitment to the people who play the game. I don't know. What do you think, Miss O?
Yeah, I mean, I bought the Xbox One with the purpose of playing NHL 15 on the Xbox One. It's not going to happen. There's no way to fix it. I still want to play hockey. I still want to play League. So I will be playing in the 360 League. I hope that other people will play as well. Unfortunately, there's no other options for us. This is it. So if we want to play League, we're going to have to go 360. We are talking about if there's enough people who show interest, we might run 2 leagues, one on the NHL 14 and one, stay on 14 and do one on NHL 15. But we'll see. But for right now, we're pushing 360 on NHL 15, and hopefully it works out well.
Okay. Me too.
It's crazy.
All right. Do we forget anything, gents? Miss O, do we forget anything before we wrap this up?
I have to bring up McKenzie, man. He told me.
No.
He had to.
Yes.
He had to. Come on, man. 2.0.
Come on, man.
2
Jesus
shots.
Christ, dude. Oh, my Lord. Why don't you just...
You gotta give him credit where credit
Oh,
is due.
we talked about him last week and the week before that. Holy beat.
I don't know. As long as he keeps playing, the way he's playing, man, I'm going to keep talking about him. You know, I mean, just like you keep talking about Carney, you keep talking about Holmes, you keep talking about Mike Steve, I'm going to talk about McKenzie.
I'm going to talk about Carney. I'm going to talk about guys.
You do. Every week.
Do you? Okay. All right. Miss Oda, have we forgot anything, ma'am?
No, I think we got everything under control.
Thank you. Burns, did we forget anything, sir?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
We're good.
Michael, did we forget anything, sir?
No.
Still love you, Mike. All right, folks.
So
That is it. Oh, go ahead,
Yep.
go ahead, ma'am.
don't forget to sign up for NHL 15 on the Xbox 360. It's on the website.
See, I knew there was something.
And get
and
your
don't
Twitch
forget
feeds
the
up.
survey. The survey also.
Feeds up. We want to watch these games.
Oh yeah, yeah. Please.
Twitch.
Twitch it.
Twitch.
Yes. Yes. And don't forget to take the survey, please. Any suggestions, ideas? Try to be respectful, please. But send them in. And thank you for taking the survey. Thank you for viewing. And I will see you guys and Miss O next week. Have a good night.